All right, stopped off in Childress, Texas. We've got some Tesla Superchargers here at the Childress, Texas Pack and Sack, or Pack a Sack, not Pack and Sack, Pack a Sack, and car wash. Got a little taco place across the street, and motel, American Inn and Suites. I'm gonna guess that place may be by the hour, but nah, probably not in Childress, Texas. But yeah, so we got let's see, we got 8 Superchargers here. These are 150s, so that means they've been here for a while. Childress, this is basically your last stop before you get to Amarillo. So I think we're about an hour and a half, 2 hours from Amarillo. So like I said before, I didn't need to make most of these stops. I could have probably made it to Amarillo in 3 or 4. But yeah, I just, I'm on this this trip, and I wanted to come look at the Superchargers in places where I've never been to, where I've never visited the Superchargers. And finally got another, had a Tesla at the last place in Quanah, and another Tesla over here in Childress. He's charging up. But yeah, so do a little charging up, get a little drink from the Pack-a-Sack. I'm still pushing off eating. I'm doing pretty good. It's almost 3 in the afternoon. It's 2:30, and I'm pushing it off. I'm doing good. All right, I'll be back to you in a second. Bye. All right, just taking a little bit of a walk while getting a little charge in Childress, just walking down one of these streets. Not a lot here, but I don't know. Just thought I'd get out and walk a little. So Childress, not much to say about Childress, Texas. Not very big. It's a couple thousand people. Of course, that's bigger than Quanah. Quanah's about 1,500. But probably the biggest thing about Childress is that the guy it's named after, George Childress. So interesting, George Childress is the guy that authored the Texas Declaration of Independence. So as many of y'all may know or may not know, Texas used to be its own country, but it broke away from Mexico. So the interesting thing about George Childress is he was from Tennessee, and he was one of the first Anglos from Tennessee, and there were many to follow, who crossed the Red River illegally. So the Red River is the river between Oklahoma and Texas. And back in 1830, this was Mexican territory. So back in those days, the illegal aliens here in Texas were white people from Tennessee. Those were the first illegal aliens here. So sometimes you got to remember the context. You got to go back in history and remember your context. Now I'm gonna turn around here. It's kind of a neighborhood. So yeah, so George Childress was one of the first white settlers from. He was from, I think he was from Nashville, but he was somewhere in Tennessee. But of course, a bunch of them were from Tennessee. Bowie and all those guys. So anyway, yeah, so he crossed over the Red River illegally. And once they had a big enough crew, then we all know the end of the story there is in 1836. They fought for independence against Santa Anna and the Mexican forces. Got wiped out at the Alamo, but then came back again at the Battle of San Jacinto and eventually won out. And Texas became its own country, independent of Mexico. And then about 10 years later, 9 to be exact, Texas joined the Union, joined the United States of America. Interestingly, though, Texas still has the ability in its Constitution to become its own republic again. And of course, people bring that up all the time, but they've been rattling that cage since 1845, and they've only done it once, and I doubt they'll do it again. But anyway, so yeah, that's probably that's the guy that this city is named after. Town is named after, is George Childress. Probably the only other thing of notable item is Lou Dobbs, the guy that you may have remembered from CNN. He was born and raised here in Childress. I think he didn't live here all his life, but this is where he was born and where he was raised for most of his life. So yeah, those are the two interesting little factoids about Childress, Texas, other than the fact that it's got 8 Tesla Superchargers. So there's a town here in the panhandle in north central Texas it may not even be 2,000 people, it may be 1,500, and they got 8 Tesla Superchargers, and you ain't got to wait on them, that's for sure. All right, well, I'm gonna get back on the road to Amarillo. Amarillo is my stopping point for today, and I'll go see a couple more things there. Talk to y'all later. Bye.